Hallam-Baker and welcome to the third edition of The Quantum of Stupid. Now today I was hoping to bring you the story of why it takes an electric drill and a copy of Windows XP to install Ubuntu Linux on a standard machine. However, today's edition of The Quantum of Stupid is brought to you by the Home Depot. No, I've not got corporate sponsorship. I just went there this morning and I stepped in some stupid. In particular, I was buying a flip-top stand support for my table saw. And this is a very good idea. It supports the wood as it comes off the table saw so it doesn't tip, doesn't bind with the blade, doesn't kick back. It's an essential safety feature when you're dealing with long pieces of wood. So, I buy one. It's been really well recommended in Fine Woodworking magazine. Best Buy, top recommendation. Buy one, take it home, and I put it next to my table saw, try to adjust the height, and this happens. You see, the thing is, it's missing a crucial part of the locking mechanism. It has the handle that spins round, but on the original one that I got, this little bracket was missing, and so there was nothing to nothing to bind to. Useless. So, I take it back as defective. It's missing a part, so I take it back. And being a suspicious old boot, I think, well, you know, what happens to the goods that are broken, that are returned? Do they just go back on the shelves, or do they return them to the manufacturer? So, I take a picture with the iPhone, and here we are. So, I go to the returns desk, explain that it is defective, that it can't be used, and an orange sticker is produced and placed upon it, saying, defective. Do not reshelve, return to vendor, RTV. And I then go to the shelves and find there are 3 more, all missing the handles, all missing the locking mechanisms. I report those as also defective. And the staff, you know, look at the stands, say, oh, yes, these are broken. Thank you for telling us. We will make sure this is fixed. And so, I'm afraid I maligned the Home Depot. And I'm feeling a bit guilty at this time, you know, because I maligned them, and so I thought I'd make this podcast to make... No, actually, I then went back this morning. And I was just happening to be in that aisle, and I'd kind of forgotten about the flip-top stand thing, but I just thought, there are 4 back now, you know, I wonder if they actually did return it. So I look in there, and it's still there. The same serial number, and it's still broken. Still missing the part. So, what's going on here? One explanation is that it was just a lazy shelves filler. In which case, you know, we've not got a quantum of stupid here, because lazy is not the same thing as stupid. So where's the stupid? Well, a lazy employee might explain one defective product returned to the shelves. But a whole shop full? Multiple times? If that's happening, it has to be a management failure. And I'm just guessing here, but the particular type of management failure I suspect is management by spreadsheet. And what I mean by that is a management system that only looks at the measurable performance metrics of the stores and has no interest in how those are being achieved. So let's look at what probably happened here. Well, it was marked RTV. Why was it not returned to the vendor? Well, one reason is that it was shop spoiled, and you can't return shop soiled goods to the vendor. Well, not unless you're an enormous vendor, not unless you're an enormous store like the Home Depot, in which case you can just return stuff that was damaged in your store and the manufacturer is obliged to take it back because they don't want to lose the customer. However, in this particular case, Ridgid is a Home Depot own label. So they can't do that because if they send stuff back to Ridgid, they will simply ship it back to the store and say, this was broken in your store, you don't get a refund. So let's look through at the choices that were facing the management here. Choice one was to accept that it was shop soiled and write off the inventory. So they take a hit on the inventory and that will hit the bottom line of the store earnings. Choice number two is tell the shelf filler, put this back on the shelves. In which case you don't take a hit on your inventory because the inventory is still showing the goods as on the shelves and undamaged. Inventory systems don't track damaged goods because they shouldn't be on the shelves in the first place. So you have no visible costs. You do, however, have invisible costs. And the first one is the reason that I couldn't get a replacement at the Everett Home Depot and I had to go to the Somerville Home Depot instead. And that is they had 4 flip-top stands in stock. All 4 were damaged and they weren't ever going to get a delivery of new repaired working stands while there are 4 perfectly good ones listed in the inventory. These systems work purely by computer. If there is damaged goods out there in the racks, that's taking the place of good merchandise. And the second issue is if you're a contractor, imagine that you bought that stand for a critical job that you need to get done that day. You arrive with it at the workshop site and it's broken. And now you have to send the guy back to get a replacement. And so you've now lost an hour or 2 hours of an employee, which is money. So there we have it. Management by spreadsheet. When you're in business, the costs that you can't measure often have a bigger impact on your business than the ones you can. So if you have management by spreadsheet, where the only metrics that the senior management, the executives care about, are the ones that can be measured, you've got a company that's headed for the ruin. And that's today's Quantum of Stupid. Thank you for watching. I'm looking for stupid. If you've stepped in some stupid recently, drop me a line. stupid@quantumofstupid.com. And you can see more podcasts in this series at http://quantumofstupid.com. Thank you for watching.